Hello. Good morning, everyone. Let's see who's here. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Stacy. How are you? Good morning, Malcolm. Hello, Malcolm. How are you? Greetings, Mark. Hello, Rhiannon. Hello, Ben. Ben, see you. Gonna see you soon in about a month. Hello, Stacy. Alex, welcome. Diane, hello. Stephen, welcome. Hello, Katya. You're not going to Vegas, Ben? Are you not going to 50K? Bonjour, Cynthia. I do have French-speaking people in the house. I'm not one of them, but bonjour. Oh, this is my wife's cup. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a gift, but it's an awesome cup. It's one of the throwback. Try not to spill it. It's full of water. Good morning, Audrey. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Carolyn. Hello, Cynthia. I guess you left and then you came back. It says you just joined. How is everyone this morning? I hope everyone is doing well. I set the timer. We have an hour. Let's hang out. Okay. If not, So let's see. First, I want to give shout outs to the family, the tribe, the close, immediate, Ray, Ava, and Zoya, who will probably be watching this at some point. Shout out to my wife, Dolly, who provided me with that wonderful cup of water. Let's see. Your questions. Let's go, guys. Oh, hold on to me. Wow, I'm missing the scrolling. Hello, Audrey. Ben, if you're going to be in a kilt, I will not be standing with you. Hello, Cassandra. Yes, it's very spiffy, Cynthia. Welcome, Chris. That cup is not big enough. My cups are always industrial size. You know that. That only holds about 1 cup of Deathwish. In the Stein, I can put 2 cups of Deathwish, but I have a great story about Deathwish this morning. Oh, Mark, yeah, I'm glad I could join you at work, Mark. Hello, Annie. How are you? From Chicago. Hello, Leora. Get to say hello. Hello. Yeah, I think because I sent it out, but it's acting fun. It's acting funny that I saw it. Welcome, Dolly. Welcome, Dolly. And yeah, I don't know about that, Ben. Hello, Alicia. So let's just start off with a quick coffee story. So I had to go retro on my coffee today because my Keurig I think it's on its last legs and it's dying. I tried to use the pods and it just said we don't want to do this anymore. And I already did the whole descaling and all that other stuff and it's refusing. So I ordered a French press, and I think I'm going to order one of the old. My mom used to have this wonderful coffee maker where it was all steel. You would put the coffee in the bottom, and it would kind of filter up into the top, the liquid, the coffee. She used to make coffee there. I used to have to do it for her. So I think I might get that. Amazon has one of those too. It's like $20-something, but it's really good. Welcome, Alicia. So this morning, I had to go old school. Oh, Craig. Well, enjoy your flu shot. Did I have one strong enough for a dragon? Let us know. So I boiled water. I opened up the pods. I put 2 pods in. Usually I only use 1 pod for the coffee, so I put 2 pods in. It's already ground coffee. And then I didn't have filters, so I used paper towels. But I made a stein full of coffee, and that was like Deathwish Extreme. Wow. So I'm still drinking that cup from 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still drinking that same brew because it was ridiculously strong. Who has come in? Hello, Hal. Welcome. Hello, Leslie. Yeah, we're gonna see. You got to see about that, Chris, because we don't want people missing that. I am being more environmental. I'm getting rid of the pods and going with just ground coffee. So that's the next move. Yeah, the scrolling isn't working for me either, Stacy. It's getting kind of stuck. I think FB is having issues this morning. Technical difficulties. Definitely, Chris. It was campfire. That's definitely campfire coffee for sure. All right, so let's see. If you have any questions about sheepdog or statements about sheepdog, let me know. Some people have been finding out some really cool stuff about sheepdog or making notes. Jethro, welcome. Aftermath is, where am I in Aftermath? I can tell you right now. Hold on. I'm about a third of the way through Aftermath, so I'll be done soon. But we go to the art. Yeah, did I just lose myself? Wow, I think it went. FB's acting funny today. It really is. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, they do. You just have to open them up. They're recyclable. So you just open them up and you put the ground coffee in, Stacy. The Death Wish pods, you open it up, they have little tabs. You can open up, they have a filter inside, and you can just reuse them. So that's what makes them environmentally friendly. I don't know what it is, Jethro. The FB is acting funny today, so I scrolled away from the screen for a moment, came back, I was frozen. So it's acting really glitchy. Stacy, I can tell you, like I put in the author notes, Stacy says Sheepdog was fantastic. I had real reservations about Sheepdog because it's so different from what I've written in the past. And so even though I'm a huge action, thriller, espionage reader and fan of it, I really love the genre. Writing it is very different from reading it, obviously. So thank you guys for supporting that book. It was really dicey there for a moment. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the scroll is. The scroll working on your end?
I'm refreshing every time.
Yeah, the scroll. I see the timer counting down. I'm gonna open up the PC and just check it on the other side to see. Hold on, guys, and see if FB is just acting really wonky today. Because yeah.
No, I've had to refresh. So the last comment I see is from Malcolm.
Yeah, I think it's just FB is acting funny today. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see if we can. Yeah, I'm going in. Maybe I'll be able to see the comments easier this way. Yeah, it's working for some people, so it's working. Yeah. Yeah, I think it just takes time. I have a lag on my end. Okay. Welcome, Dean. Thank you, Malcolm. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked the sheepdog. Yeah. Yeah, closing all the other tabs, not your tubs, your tabs. And Chris is saying close your other tabs. Having only the live feed open makes it easier. What is Katya saying? I'm very behind because I'm in my master's program and my BF only does audiobooks. Any news on more audio versions? For Monty and Strong, I was able to get the narrator who did Tomb Yards and Butterflies and Full Moon Howl, which is Kevin T. Collins. And we're in talks for him to do all of Monty and Strong, all the Monty and Strong books. I think I put that up in the group today. So currently he's in the process of finding a way to do the entire series. So that would be the next. And after he does that, then we'll start discussing the short stories. Like maybe we can bundle all the short stories and he can do all the short stories as one audiobook because they're not that long. But if they put them all together, that can be about as long as a book. And then some of the other stories. But eventually I want to do everything that I've written in audio. So yeah. Yeah. Let's see, I'm not sure if I want more sheepdog or Monty. So Stacy says, I'm not sure if I want more sheepdog or Monty and Strong. Oh, that's actually pretty good, Stacy. I don't know. I like I said in the author notes, if you guys didn't like it, I would retire Shep. So a mystery series. Audrey asks, how about a mystery series like Agatha Christie style? Okay, Agatha Christie was a master of the craft. I have a little bit of ways to go to get to that level. Plus, I'd have to create a Hercule Poirot type character that would be evergreen. They can kind of go from mystery to mystery. So that would take a little bit of research. Nothing is impossible. Nothing's off the table. Hello, Lori. Yes, Ben, that's what you have to do. You have to yell at these people until they upgraded you to pro low. But what happens is, from what I understand, is that we get throttled. All of us do. So you think you're getting the highest, the fastest internet service, but you really aren't. Welcome, Dean. Cynthia says, have you and your fellow authors with whom you work ever thought of doing a short story collection of what happens in your various milieus during the holiday season? Not, of course, that you don't already have plenty in your place. Yeah. No, we haven't thought of that. We discussed stuff like that, but the schedules are crazy to sit down and write something like that. That urban anthology that I did recently with Martha Carr, it was in the middle of a whole bunch of other things for me to write that one story, and it was tight. Let's see what else I got. Dolly, when I get calls about internet issues, first thing I check is if I have 50 tabs open. Yeah. Welcome, Craig. Sorry after we get a flu shot today, but hopefully it'll be over quickly. Thanks for popping in, even though I know you have an appointment. Leslie says, we need more peaches, another brew and chew soon. We have 2 more brew and chews scheduled. We have the actual brew and chew is called Brew and Chew after Hellhound Blues. And then the third one is called Cold Girl. I just got the cover for Cold Girl last week. So we're going to start with a trilogy, and the other 2 should be coming later this year. So either later this year or early next year. If you've noticed, the Brew and Chew stories are written kind of a little simpler because it's kind of written for a younger audience. I'm trying to see if I could do YA with peaches and see where that goes. So we'll see. So you'll notice it seems a little simpler, but I'm trying to keep it true to Monty and Strong as well. But yes, we always need more peaches, Leslie. Let's see. Yeah, I do the speed test, Chris, to check the speed of my machine or the internet on the upload and the downloads. So it's pretty fast. I'm on a LAN, but sometimes FB wants to fool around. Yes, Carolyn, I'm excited. I can't show you the cover yet because I promised not to show it yet. So, but the cover for Cold Girl looks incredible. Incredible. Let's see. Cynthia asks, do you have any characters that you either didn't like writing or your least favorite characters? No, if I've written a story, I've enjoyed writing it. I don't have a character that I've written that I didn't enjoy writing. And if I didn't enjoy writing, I wouldn't write the story because, yeah. Even Sheepdog, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I really love the characters in Sheepdog. It was the genre initially that was tough for me because I realized that there's no magic. There's a lot. And tech, yes, can be like magic, but I realized the difference right away just from writing when I'm writing Aftermath right now. And Sheepdog Aftermath is much easier for me because there's magic involved. And it's much more complicated. But because there's magic and runic stuff, and Dolly always says it's a runic everything because I use runic stuff to kind of cover everything. But yeah, so it's easy for me to write with magic. It's just the way my brain works. Oh, let's see. I will have to look at reading them. Yeah, I think Mary Lane, the Brew and Chew story, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems a little simpler. I tried to write it a little simpler because it's Peaches as the point of view. He's the one telling the story. And also because it's just it's Peaches, and I wanted to kind of have it a more of an appeal to it. Yeah, Carolyn, I'll release it eventually. I release all the covers eventually. It's just some people get previews because for various reasons, but everyone gets to see the covers eventually. Yes, Chris, No Magic was hard because you have no idea the amount of research that went into Sheepdog. I was reading things and weapons and bullets and things about ships, and maybe for just like a few sentences or like a paragraph, I was reading articles for just these things, just to make it seem authentic, you know? Malcolm, I agree. Everything can be rationalized by magic. And so, yeah. Yeah, I know what John says. Just give it to the robot and it's done. But I think I don't have a robot to give it to. So yeah. Let's see what Katya says. BF has stated that since Strong and Monty has joined his favorites, he wants a combined story of them with Iron Druid and Dresden. Yeah, that's gonna be a little tough, Katya. And told him how hard that would be. Super hard. Plus, what would those four need to fight off that needs that level of power? Yeah. I tell him I really appreciate being put in the same category as the Iron Druid, which is Kevin Hearn's work, and Dresden, which is Jim Butcher's work. I mean, I'm flattered. But getting the Iron Druid, which is Atticus O'Sullivan, Harry Dresden, Monty and Strong, Oberon, Mouse, Peaches, and Mister, which are all the animals all in one story, you better have something coming to destroy the universe that would require all of those in one story. So I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, or ever. I won't say never, just anytime soon. If anyone you know Jim Butcher, let him know that he needs to come write a story with me. Let's see. And I want to thank Kareen this morning for those great words about Sheepdog and comparing me to Lee Child and all those fantastic authors. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Malcolm. It was hard. It was. I want to honestly say that Sheepdog was. It wasn't so much hard to write. It was just the execution. I kept resisting it because I couldn't write magic, and there were a few days I was like, oh, why did I take this on again? So yeah. Oh, hello TJ, welcome. That great passage you sent me, I'm going to be using it in Aftermath. That one about the fourth dimension. I'm going to use that in Aftermath. I have a character that's perfect for. Those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you'll have to wait until you read Aftermath. And when there's a paragraph that sounds like Zilla is trying to melt your brain, you'll know which one it is. Yeah, Jim Butcher, Patricia says Jim Butcher needs to write with me. And yes, he does, but he needs to make sure Peace Talks gets out first. I almost said Peaches Talks. Peace Talks, his latest book, gets out first. Leslie, I agree with you. Leslie says she loves Gray stories. I love Gray stories as well, but writing Gray and Coda, and I've said it before, it's really weird. I have to get into this kind of darker headspace to write Gray, just because the character is he's a little more serious. He's darker. His worldview is a little darker, and so yeah, I have to get into a different headspace. But I love writing Gray and Coda, especially the way they interact. And Frank, how can you forget Frank? You know, yeah, Katya, it's not a matter of that we wouldn't want to. Kevin Hearn is traditionally published, Jim Butcher is traditionally published, and so they'd have to come write with me. I couldn't go write with them, so because I don't mind self-publishing something with both of them. But Kevin finished the Iron Druid series, and Jim is in the middle. I think he said Peace Talks was done. So they're just in the middle releasing it. And everybody's been waiting about 2 years for that one. So how about a short story with everyone? Maybe a holiday party, Audrey asks. It wouldn't be a short story. It would really be like a novel. Because if you look at the banner inside of the mob, all those characters have series or stories. It's a lot of them, and actually I've added a few more, and there's some that aren't even there, like Huracan isn't there. Ren, there's a new character that's coming out that's not in that banner because they just didn't have enough room. They said it would shrink everything. So yeah, there are a lot of characters. So I love to do even writing the Perfect Cup, the short story for the anthology. It almost exploded into a novella, and the limit was 10,000 words. And even Aftermath, which I'm a third of the way in on Aftermath, I could easily seeing it. I'm trying to keep it to novella size. I could easily see it becoming a full size, like 50K. I'm trying to keep it at 30K. So in this case, the hard part is keeping it within the parameters of 30K. Let's see. I'm looking forward to more of Gideon's story. Yes, you're gonna get more of Gideon's story. It was Aaron who said it was great. He said, Gideon seemed a little bit outclassed, or like he wasn't really ready to be the leader of the Rhinos. Like he was kind of the poster boy. for the rhinos, and that they carry him on their lunch boxes or stuff like that. Gideon deliberately looked a little out of his element, but things will start shifting in the further stories. That was intentional. And also, he kind of has that leadership style of, he kind of let he really counts on his team. So, yeah. Yes, Alicia, a novel with everyone would be basically, the title would be Destruction. That's basically what it, so. Any merch coming out? Yes. Can you get me peaches, babe?
Oh.
Yeah. I know. Scary. Watch. So, please do not get too excited. This is a prototype. I'm trying to figure out a way to get this done. Peach is going to make an entrance. So, Peaches. The runes on the side of his flank say Peaches. So this is what he looks like. Peaches, Peaches. And he actually stands. You can't really see it from here. He stands. So, working on getting a lot of these done. This is the hard part. So, but yes, merchandise. And working on some other shirts with the Peaches logo. Oh yeah, no, but this is like, forget it. So this is a little bit more high end. This is Tomb Yards and Butterflies, as you can see from the title, but this is hardcover. And you can see it's like really awesome and has a bookmark. And it's the book inside. Can't probably see. Yeah, you can see it. But it's like, this is like a hardcover book. This was really pricey to get done. So I'm figuring out ways to get these things done. That would be like a collector's edition. So things like that, yeah. Bye, Leslie. Yeah, I'm sorry. You have to be careful. You have to preface when you mention Ziller because it upsets the time and space continuums. Gideon needs to be. What was that? Sorry, I skipped quickly. Gideon needs to be. I was reading something. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Gideon needs to be middle ground. That's why. Yes, Gideon. Malcolm says Gideon needs to be middle ground. That's why you have experts. Gideon runs the team, but he really counts on them. So everyone has their own expertise. Gideon is basically the one who manages the team to let them do what they do best. So that's why he is the way he is. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. The peaches looks fantastic. I don't want to tell you how much it costs to make that peaches. So we have to get the cost down so that we can mass produce. So yeah. Douglas, no, you know what it is? I try to keep, so Douglas says, I prefer longer stories. Is there a printing cost increase that keeps you to the short story novels? I like writing short stories. I enjoy them. I keep the Monty and Strong or Wander. Some of the books are always going to be $50K and above, but I like writing the short stories. What I do with them after a while is I'll put all the short stories together and then box them as one, and then they'll become a print. But I enjoy the short story novella because some stories lend them, it's more episodic. I like writing it that way. Whereas Monty and Strong, Wander, Sepia Blue, those are longer. So those have been like actual novels. Yeah. Yes. So let's see. I'm sorry, Stacey, I can't give it to you now. I know you guys are going to want peaches, but I have to figure out a way to get it so I can get it to you. Leave peaches over there. So, yes, the hardcover is beautiful. And you really, the camera, even though this is a fantastic camera, this paper here, this lining here, the marble, this page here is really thin. Here, this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's really thin. And it feels really awesome, and it looks fantastic. So the hardcover looks great. Yeah. Yeah, it's like what? Press paper? Yeah, it's hand pressed paper. It's really amazing. So I can get see if I can get you a link for the hardcover, but the hardcovers are pricey. So yeah. What is Jim? Oh. I tell you, Jim messes with the time-space continuum. I'm telling you, he really does. The hardcover is, I'm amazed at how well it came out. I really am. That's what I'm working on. Marilyn says she's gonna need the book signed. Yes, that's what I'm working on, getting those signed and then having them for you guys. So yes. Welcome, Jim. Although you've already been here, we're just officially welcoming you. Carolyn, because I have 20 Books Vegas coming up in literally a month from today, I have to wait until I get back from that before I can schedule. Carolyn asked when will the hardcover be available, so I have to schedule it because it takes a while to make them. Those things are handmade. It's not like someone actually makes each one of those books by hand. So yes, Jethro. Jethro says that you get a hold of FedEx for the when it absolutely has to be destroyed overnight. Yeah, I'm gonna call it Monty and Strong FedEx. So yes. Is Miss Orlando going to appear today? I don't know. I can ask her. She's nearby. She's the one that let Peaches come in. So yeah, Katya says it's like the much older books. That's the look I was going for. If you look at the books, if you look at the element, the design element, the back is the endless knot, and the edges are parts of the endless knot. So, and this is gold filigree, so it looks really awesome. So yeah, and then it's like this way. So, and the spine is really, I mean, the person who does it, her name is Praise Moyer. She does great work. It looks fantastic. Oh, Dolly says to think like Maris from Frasier. Mentioned always, but seen never. So, welcome Trisha. Welcome Rebecca. Let's see. No. Yeah, you can't. You can't get the hardcover. I'm trying to see if I can get some done for Vegas because there's some people who will be getting them there, but that's going to be tight, Carolyn. Yes, Malcolm, that is Destroying Overnight is the USMC, for those of you that don't know. Chris, that book is handmade, the book that I just showed you, and it's real. That's skill. That's a learned skill. It takes a lot of work, and it takes time. You can't rush it, and so it takes a while to get those. You can't mass produce that. You know. I'm sorry I have to tease you, Stacy, because people are asking about swag, and that falls under swag. Sorry, Carolyn. Yes, I apologize, Marilyn, for teasing you with the sexy books. But eventually, what I want to do is probably have a place. It probably won't be Zazzle. It'll probably be like Etsy, where we can have those books and have the peaches available for you, and you can just get them. It'll be easier that way. I don't think Zazzle would allow me to bring in an outside product and put it on their store. But I can always. That's part of the things that I have to find out. Let's see. So commercials, like if you haven't already, PPD has another Sinister book, or is keep an eye on Sinister, because John is releasing another Sinister book soon. So I think the first 2 books are out, and maybe the third is coming. So keep an eye on that. Okay. Is the little kitty real? Trisha, I don't know which kitty you're talking about, and if you're seeing kitties, you may want to check. But if you're seeing something on the screen now, it's not a kitty. That's a Peaches that my wife is kind of floating in the air. Yeah, Soupy Sales and Fang. Chris, you're dating yourself because I remember Soupy Sales and Fang. Wow. Welcome, Linda. Hello. Welcome, Yasmin. I'm sorry about what you're going through, Yasmin, but thank you for being here with us today. Hello, Amanda. Welcome. Thanks, Dean. I appreciate it. I know there are companies out there that do it, that make prototypes and then make the plushies. So let's talk, because whatever I can do. This one's really good quality. Can I have Peaches? It's really good quality. It's stuffed really well, and it's put together really well. So if you can see Peaches. And the eyes are red, which is so awesome. The runes are not sewn. I think it's an applique, she said. So I don't know if they would come off in time, but this one barely survived the Valkyries, my daughters. So, yeah. Yes, please get Sinister. I think, yes, Malcolm says Unsacred is out today. So please make it a point to get Unsacred and support the PPD. And I'm working on Dragons Impasse after Aftermath. So that'll be the third in the Badlands PPD series. More backstory on Anvil. I've gotten a lot of requests for Anvil to have her own story. I can't. I don't. If the problem with Anvil, and I was telling my wife this, the problem with Anvil and just in general in Sheepdog, she almost ran away with the story because she's such a great character between her and Bella. So I can definitely see like a mission where Anvil and Bella go out and do something because they're such great characters. So welcome, Ted. You want all of the series? Yes, there are quite a few at this point. I need more. Malcolm says I need more hours in the day. Yeah, well, Malcolm, if I'm speaking to Ziller about that to see how we can compress time even more. Dean, take care. Don't forget to PM me about that. I'd love to hear what you have to share with. Great to have you here. Thanks. Did you? Mark says, yeah, Mark, you missed the stuff Peaches display here. Here we go. Jeez. Here you go. That says Peaches in runes on the side, and this is what he looks like. This is gonna be like the Peaches episode. All right. So there you go. Right. I think Anvil and Bella, even the name, I mean the title of the book could just be called Anvil and Bella. It's that good. And a spin-off mission with just those two would be fantastic because they're, even though they're both ferocious, they have different ways of approaching a situation. One is very cold and calculating, which is Anvil, and Bella is just like, let's just blow everything up. So it would be interesting to see those two interact on a mission. Yes, see, thank you. Yasmin, you, like I've always said, and everyone who knows me knows this, you take care of yourself, do what you got to do for you and your family, and you know that we're here for you. If you need to talk, there are plenty of people here who can talk with you, or just listen. You don't need to talk. If you need to just unload, plenty of people here who will just listen for you. Okay? So don't feel like you have to participate. Lurking is fine too. I do it a lot myself. So yeah, I think Peaches is gonna. Chris says Peaches is gonna need his own show soon. Yeah, I'm not doing any puppet work. Sorry. So, but yeah, I think he's gonna need his own show soon because he's the star of everything, Peaches. So yeah. Let's see what else to have. I think I gave all my shout outs. And I discussed audiobooks. I'm looking forward to the audiobooks, so that should be fun. Yeah, Peaches guest shot on Sesame Street. That would be awesome. We really have to think about this Peaches Con. I just don't know how to get started on that. So we're gonna have to sit. I'm gonna have to sit down and brainstorm that for a while and give it some real thought on how to do that. The Brew and Chew show, Brew and Chew, the show. That would get a lot. Actually, that would get a lot of traction because it's Peaches, Rags, Frank, and Cece. So that would be a lot of fun. I could see that being animated and kids loving it. So there's opportunity for all of that. There's a lot of opportunity for spin-offs with Monty and Strong because, you know, Monty and Strong has such a rich world that allows for so many different things, and the other series do too. And so we'll see. It's the potential is actually limitless. I think so too. Malcolm says that would make an awesome graphic novel. I think it would. Yeah. Chris asks, is the As Peaches thing still going? Yes, it is. It's in the newsletter. But maybe we should move it to FB and just have Peaches has his own room, so maybe we can just have people just drop questions there, and they would get a more immediate response from Peaches about things in general. Because in the newsletter, it only happens like once or twice a month, and I can have it happen in the. You have to excuse me. I'm charging my mouse because it just died. Here we go. If it's in Peaches' room, you can ask questions whenever you want to, and the answer we can answer more immediately. Yeah. Ted, that's a great observation. What's happening is that Strong is getting stronger. I don't want to say it that way, but yeah, he's becoming more adept at the energy and at energy manipulation. Remember that Peaches speaks the way he does because Strong can only understand at his level. It's not that Peaches, because when Peaches becomes XL, he sounds very intelligent. But he only speaks the way he does because Strong couldn't handle him speaking his normal way. So yes, he is becoming more. What happens with that more is going to be fun, though. Let's see. I would love graphic. Mary Ling says I would love graphic novels. That's currently how we're getting my youngest into reading. He would love Peaches. I love comic books. I grew up with comic books. I collected for many, many years, and graphic novels was just a natural progression from comic books. So I'd have to find an illustrator, and then we could write stories. But yeah, the thing is the time, how to get that done. There is a newsletter. Linda asks, is there a newsletter? There's a newsletter. You just go to my website. It's orlandoasanchez.com. And you have to just give me your email, and you get the website, and you get the newsletter. So if you haven't signed up to the newsletter, you should. I'll type it here, because you don't really get, well, you do get other things that you won't get in the mob. It's rare, but you get notices of things that are coming up. I'll just type it here. So that's it. Yeah. So I typed it there in the chat. You go there, you sign up, you give me a newsletter, you get 3 short stories. One short story is from Sepia Blue, The Last Dance. One short story is from the Spiritual Warriors, which is the Kara Shihan, and one short story is from John Kane, The Deepest Cut. So yes, Peaches has his own page, Chris. It's called A Bite of the Peach, and so maybe we can just connect it to Monty and Strong. I think it might be connected to Monty and Strong, the mob page, and then if people want to ask questions, it's been a little bit inactive because I've been really busy doing other stuff and keeping Peaches away from the keyboard, but we could always have, like, ask Peaches a question. Mark, what's the good news you have to share with the mob? Please, that'd be awesome to hear. Welcome, Susie, and welcome, Lena. Susie asks, are we going to get any more info on Roxanne's story and her story and Monty? Ooh, Susie. Yeah, well, it starts unfolding, but I can't tell you too much. But yes, we will get more of Roxanne and Monty, their story, and who Roxanne is and why she might be hunted. That's coming in several books down the road. Yeah. Monty has to go through some changes, as does Simon. And so that'll be coming up. It's going to be quite a ride, for sure. Do you guys have any questions about Aftermath before I don't know if I'm going to release any more snippets. It's almost time for the art, maybe another week or so before the art for Aftermath. So Rebecca says, oh yeah, yes, please. A tiny snippet? No, I can't tell you anything about Roxanne. I'm sorry, Susie. So yeah. Oh wait, somebody asked questions in the group on the post regarding the live show. Hold on. I know there were questions there. Let me see. Bum, bum, bum. I know Chris's question was kind of funny. Pardon me while I find this post that I should have had open already. Clearly, we are a very active group, because for me to find this post, I've had to scroll back quite some bit. Here we go. Susie asks, do I think that Lando Calrissian's first name was actually Orlando? I kind of have to feel that it was Orlando, because I was called Lando when I was younger. So Lando Calrissian, Lando is pretty much short for Orlando. Let's see what else. More comments. There weren't that many comments in this one. Let's see. I have to say, I'm really impressed about how you guys are all participating in the group. Oh, also, as I scroll through, next week I'm in Wendy's Mystic Moon Cafe next Wednesday. I'm doing an interview about Monty and Strong, all things Monty and Strong and characters. I guess Monty and Strong, Gideon, all the other characters. So yeah. So next week at 9 p.m. CDT, which I think is Central Time. So it's probably 10 p.m. my time. It's probably really late my time. Mary Elaine says, the first taste is always free. Yes, this is true. I think I explained this to Mark a while ago, that I'm a word dealer. I'll let you have the first taste for free, and then after a while you gotta, pick up the rest after you're hooked. So Malcolm Snow, when are we getting it? Getting what? That's a good question. I don't know what is it. Jethro asks, where is Strong's backstory? Strong's backstory is going to take a long time to unspool because he's the main character. So if you read the story, the series, there's always a little bit revealed each story, and that's by design. It's meant that way. Yeah. Chris asks, when is Aftermath coming? I'm looking at the art for about a week from now, maybe a week and a half. I'm aiming for the 21st for the art. If nothing explodes, if the sun remains intact, then yes. But it might be a little later, but it's definitely this month sometime. Because I have to do Dragon's Impasse too. All right, I'd like to know. Oh, Mary Elaine says, like to know why Callie cursed him. That's kind of alluded to, Mary Elaine, in No God is Safe. If you read No God is Safe, the short story, you'll kind of figure out why Callie got pissed at Simon. Surprisingly, she didn't curse Monty, though. There's a reason for that. Let's see. Susie says, I only participate because I love this group. Yes, Susie, it's a very good reason. Chris says, will I be able to stay up that late? It's a Wednesday night. I don't train on Thursday, so yes, I will be able to stay up that late. Had it been Tuesday or Thursday, I would have said no because I have to get up crazy early the next day. Anything else about the coffin? Rebecca asks. If I knew what coffin you were talking about, I'd be able to answer you. Sorry. Can you elaborate? Let's see. Yes, Cynthia, and I probably wear that title. Cynthia says Orlando is our dealer, and I'm the word dealer, right? And you can hear that just the same way as Val Kilmer says, I'm your Huckleberry. I'm your word dealer, for sure. What is available? Oh, it is available. Okay, I'm reading. It's so we're doing this, and you guys are also speaking to each other, so it's awesome. So I'm trying to stay on top of the comments and conversations, and I'll see if I can still find this wonderful post with questions. But I post these things with so much advance notice sometimes that. Oh, question to all of you who won. If you're here, did everyone get their coins? If you haven't gotten your coins, the ones who won the quote competition, please send me a PM. Because that way I will make sure that you get your coin. All right, question. So Chris asked, am I left or right-handed? Actually, I'm ambidextrous. When I was younger, I broke my right hand, and I was an avid handball player. I won't say I'm avid anymore. I still love the game, but I taught myself how to play with my left hand. And then I figured if I can play with my left hand, why not do everything else with my left hand? So while my right hand was out of commission, I started doing everything with my left hand so I could write. I could do everything with my left. I can pretty much do everything with both hands. I haven't practiced much with my left, but I'm ambidextrous. Audrey asks, crew or tube socks? I actually wear really, Audrey, I actually wear these really low socks that are like up to the ankle. Okay, real book question, Audrey. What is next? Aftermath is next, which would be about 30 to 32K. Dragon's Impasse, which is full length, because I collaborate that with John Logsdon. Then The Golem, which is the next Monty and Strong book. Chris asks, boxers or brief? Boxers, because my thighs are too massive for briefs, and so then I chafe. So I have to wear boxers. Actually, I wear like athletic boxers, so they prevent any chafing. That was an actual deliberate thought because at one point it was like, oof, it's out of control. So, yeah. Hope that answered all your questions. Okay. Wow, Mark, that is fantastic news. Mark says the good news is my wife finally found herself a great new job. She's very happy, and I get some peace. Okay. You may want to be careful how you phrase that. That's fantastic. That is great news. Jethro, that is really, really high praise. Jethro says I'm on the level of writing as R.A. Salvatore, which is one author I really, really enjoy. And thank you, because wow, that's like Kareem saying that I'm up there with Lee Child. I am humbled and honored. Thank you so much. Oh, Ursa's car. You mean Ursula? Her car? I decided on Widow for that car. That's the 1947 business coupe, a Plymouth, which looks positively beastly. It's amazing. Are the coins purchasable? No, sorry. You have to win them, or I have to gift them to you. They're not for sale yet, because these coins are not going to be for sale ever. But I'm also remaking the coin with the Monty and Strong logo. So yes, those will be available for purchase. I don't really want to make those available because you guys are the mob. I want to give those to you guys. So it's just going to take a while for me to speak to the coin person. So yeah. So hope that answers your question, Malcolm. But the ones with peaches and the Vitruvian butterfly, those you can only get those through being gifted. You can't buy them. I know, another revenue stream I'm not exploiting. Oh boy. Coins are special. They're like the challenge coins. If you look, this is the coin from the PPD. So I'm number 7 because these are numbered. The peaches coins aren't numbered, but they're pretty awesome. I'm sure you've seen the pictures of them in the group, and they're really, really special. So that's why we don't just put them up for purchasing. So yeah. Katja asks us a question. Let's see. What newer authors pushing less than 10 years do you like? Your media presence reminds me of Alaron Kong, who I think of as a newer author. Alaron writes, I know Alaron, he writes lit RPG. The newer authors are the ones that I know, like John, Ben, Eric Knowles, Noah Sturdivant, Kevin Hearn, even though he's not, I think he's a little older than 10 years. In the urban fantasy genre, you probably know all the authors that I know. In other genres, it would be like Lee Child, which is the thriller genre, Barry Eisler, Stephen Hunter. There are a few. And if you go back, because since I'm ancient, Ian Fleming, John Le Carré, which is the spy master teller, things like that. But in terms of urban fantasy, if you look at my page on Amazon, like if you go to any of my books on Amazon, then you go to customers also bought, most of those authors, I know them personally, or I've met them. So any of those authors I would recommend, because if they're on my page, it's usually because the same people who bought my book bought those books. So we have 12 minutes, guys. So ask your questions, because in 12 minutes, you don't want to know what it takes to upload these things. It takes a long time. So I have to keep it to an hour. But if it were up to me, we'd be here like hours. So 12 minutes. Did they win me a nice sense? Oh, that's good. I'm glad it worked for you, Jethro. Yes, Mark, not the ancient. So I just say I'm less young, not ancient. I'm not old, I'm just less young. That's the terminology for it. I hope that answers your question, Katya. Jim Butcher, also, I would say. Kim Harrison, she's very good. Those are kind of the stories I read. I would certainly recommend Sir Terry Pratchett, even though he's over 10 years, because he's just that good. And anyone who's writing any kind of humor in fantasy or fiction owes him a serious debt of gratitude, because he's just phenomenal. And then if you're going to go into English authors, like Douglas Adams is also up there too. So I read by what you write. Yes. Malcolm asked if I read. I do. Right now I'm reading Barry Eisler, but I'm also reading Steve McHugh, which is the other Nate. Steve McHugh writes the Hellquin Chronicles. Fantastic. If you haven't picked up Steve McHugh, you really need to pick up. He writes phenomenally. Right now I'm reading The Scorched Shadows, because he's restarting the Rebellion Chronicles with Nate again, and it's released the 29th of this month. And so he writes so well, and it's fantasy, it's urban fantasy. So yeah. So pick up Steve McHugh for sure. Is Herc ever going to help Peaches? I like how you remembered Herc, Rebecca. Most people don't remember poor Herc. It depends on the Morgan. She kind of gives him free reign, but he hangs out with Dex mostly. So, yeah. Let's see. Like a fine wine, Chris says. Better with age. Exactly. Ben says, can I spot you in Vegas? You've got to get up at 3 a.m. first if you're going to spot me in Vegas at a 3 a.m. workout. And if you can only handle 30 pounds, the way you could spot me is that when you stand across the gym and you just spot me, like, look, there's Orlando. You can spot me that way. Katya, the best way to find authors you haven't read is if you go to like my Amazon page and you scroll down to the bottom, you'll find a lot of authors you haven't read because it's broad. The urban fantasy genre touches on so many different genres. Or take your favorite book and then go to this site called Yasiv, YASIV, and you'll see what other books that book is connected to. Yasiv.com. It's an Amazon site. And so if you type in Yasiv.com, that book will point to every other book that it's connected to. And you'll definitely find books you haven't read there. So try that. You type in any book that you read that you liked, and then type in Yasiv.com, and then you'll see it. You guys can definitely spot me, for real. I train alone most of the time, but I use racks and pins so I don't get myself crushed. The L3 list. Oh, yes, Stacy, excellent. Katya, go into the mob group, the Mages of Badassery. Type in L3 in the search, and a list of books will come out. And I'm sure there are books in that list that you have not read. And they're all good because I recommend it either by myself or someone in the mob has recommended it. And so, yeah, you'll find a lot of great books. I think Niall just recommended a book, Wonderkin, recently. So, how do you spell Steve McHugh's? It's M-C-H-U-G-H, McHugh. So, Steve McHugh. Yes, like Katya just did. Or you can, right, Ben, if you want to get up at 3 a.m., just don't go to bed and you'll be up early. You'll enjoy that. I call Steve's books The Other Nate because his main character is Nate also. But it's called the Hellquinn Chronicles. And he also has the Avalon Chronicles, which is after the Hellquinn Chronicles. So the Hellquinn Chronicles is 7 books. The Avalon story is 3 books. And then he's starting the Rebellion Chronicles, which is going to be the first book. And he released a short story called Hunted that has this character called Remy, which you'll love. Remy is like Steve's Peaches. So, yeah. You'll like it a lot. The short story is out now too. It's called Hunted by Steve. So yeah, and I know Steve. We speak every so often. So he's in the UK. I try to recommend authors that I've read, but I also go by what the mob has read, and we share similar likes in our stories. So we have a zero tolerance for author trashing in the mob, but so I won't recommend an author if I don't enjoy it. I just won't say anything about it, because I'm not going to say, oh, this author was horrible, he didn't know how to write. There's no space for that in our group. So, and I don't do it, and the mods really crack down on it. We don't allow that kind of negativity into the space, whether it's authors or other thing. But so if I'm recommending an author, or if you see the author on the L3 list, and let me clarify what L3 stands for. It stands for Larry's Literary List. Larry Tushman, we're trying to destroy his Kindle, but he has since moved to the cloud, so it's going to be a little hard. So the L3 started there, and we're trying to destroy his list to make it as big as possible. So we just started recommending books. We preface it with L3. Exactly, Malcolm. And I never, the author world, especially the independent author world, is a very small world. And so anything you put out there eventually gets back to you. It'll get to the author first off, but then it comes back to you. And there's no need to, first of all, we're not in competition. There are too many readers. No one author can satisfy all the readers. And 2, it's a waste of energy and time to be worrying about what other authors are doing. Just do your best. The pack, Mark says ninja mods, never see them coming. The pack is very efficient. The reason the mob is as awesome as it is because of the pack. If you don't know who the pack is, in the pin post in the mob, their names are there. But those, with the exception of Noah, who stepped away because, for very good reasons, Noah's really writing more. He's spreading his wings as a writer, as an author, so he's really busy. But he's like an honorary pack member. But the pack makes sure the room stays the way it needs to stay. Oh yes, the clandestine adventures of the 10. Let me look at the schedule. Oh, I know I have it up here somewhere. Oof. It's not for a while, Chris. I'm sorry. It's going to take a while. I might bump it up because it is a novella. So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to right now. Oh, that one. The outline I have for that story, you get to see TK and LD. You get to see them less mellow them. Awesome. Awesome. Sorry to tease you that way, Chris, but yeah. And you get to see, Chris Chrisman in there too. So yes, Jethro, we have a no hate policy in the mob. There's no hate. So we don't judge. You'll never see me speak about politics or religion or anything like that. We don't do that in the mob. There's too many other things we can discuss anyway. And besides coffee. Yeah. Stacia says, don't look up into the cloud when Larry Diaz Tashmin is there. Well, that's where all his books are now. So it's very hard for us to think about destroying his Kindle. So for Christmas, nah, not happening, Chris. Nope. Not even remotely close. If I have to tell you what's on the schedule for the end of this year, beginning of next year, my brain would explode. So yeah, I don't see Christmas for the 10. But then I don't want to say never, because it's like that cover you got for the last book, The Broken Man. When you get covers like that, you want to write them. So yes, a less mellow TK and less mellow LD is in the 10. So you can imagine what those stories are like. And remember, if you're calling the 10 into anything, it's because this is the last resort. So you have to make peace with whatever destruction comes your way, because the 10 are not a delicate hammer. They're like, a sledgehammer to whatever has to happen. Welcome, David. The next M&S for Christmas is going to probably be the Golem around that time. That'll be the last M&S for this year. That's the next book. That's M&S 10. And that'll be out later this year. No, it does not, David. Hey, David says hate doesn't really have a place in the mob. It really doesn't. We make it a safe space for anyone and everyone. It's just something we don't do. So, and the times that it almost happened, the mods step in so fast that it makes your head spin. Like, really, I don't really have to step in. The mods are always, when I say the mod is ever vigilant, like the mods are ever vigilant and they're always watching, I'm not kidding. It's not a phrase that I use. The mods are always watching. The mods are in different time zones. So there's always a mod somewhere, and they discuss and they really watch the room, So yeah. True, yeah. Hello, Laura, welcome. Yes, Mark, a delicate hammer. That's what we consider. Take TK and LD. I'm at 2 minutes, guys. So if you have questions, this is the time. If you haven't asked a question, ask it, but you don't feel pressure to ask it. Lurking is okay as well. Well, I mean, we have, I want to say 1,100. I think it's 1,100 people in the mob. 1,100 people do not speak in the mob at any one time. You have maybe 50, 100 who speak, and the rest lurk, and that's okay. So don't feel like you have to say something. You can just be here and read, and that's okay too. It's the kind of thing where just be yourself, hang out, bring your coffee, bring your tea. And yes, Chris says the mods like a happy world, and it's true. And that's why the mods are the mods. The mods have, when I created this room, and we only had like 50 people because it came from my launch party room, and we're at 1,100 something. One of the key things was when I brought mods in was that they had to have the authority to do what they needed to do. They weren't figureheads. So if a mod is saying something, you pretty much just take it as this is what it is, because they've already vetted it, they've already discussed it with other mods, and they have the authority to do so. Chris asks, so Aftermath will be the next release. Yes, Aftermath will go to the art. I'm aiming for the 21st of this month. If not, it'll be probably the following week, and then it'll go out this month. And then Dragon's Impasse, because Dragon's Impasse needs to be written, needs to get out. And then the Golem, because that actually has a serious hard deadline of December something. I can't tell you what the heck deadline, but I know it's like December 16th or December 8th, something like that. So it's no joke. The Golem has to get out there by a certain date. Let's see. Got like less than a minute. So Malcolm says, can you not avoid sleep and write more? I don't sleep, Malcolm. So there you go. So it's hard to do it now. Rebecca says, have a good week. Have a great week, Rebecca. Katja says, thank you for the live, answering questions. You're more than welcome. We do this every 2 weeks. So the next time will be the 25th. Oh, we're in October. Okay, the 25th. I was thinking, oh man, we're in November. We can't do the 25th. It's Thanksgiving. But the 25th of October will be the next Mob TV. Malcolm says, another 10 days. No, Malcolm, I just released Sheepdog. Like, wasn't Sheepdog this month? Sheepdog was like the 2nd or the 4th. So yeah, another 10 days is okay for another novella. And this time I'll be reading on the forum open. Yeah. Mary Lane, as long as you can come in and say something or even answer the questions, and sometimes you don't have to do that. Just be part of the mob and you'll be okay. That's contributing too. Time's up. Yes, time is up. As you might have heard, I have a timer on. So if not, things get crazy. And then the upload takes like 6 hours. You're very welcome, Alicia, Helen, everyone. Thank you all for being here today and being part of making this live show pretty awesome, because it's not awesome without all of you. So I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to wish you all a fantastic weekend. And keep reading Sheepdog. Leave your reviews if you haven't. I will keep you posted as to Aftermath, because I know you guys are waiting for it, and I'll try to get out to you as soon as possible. And in the meantime, just keep being excellent. Have a great weekend. Bye.